Greetings and welcome to your Oracle message for the day. I am Kat Morgan and I welcome you to this video, to this channel, and to this space. This is a collective reading and it is timeless, so whenever you come across this video, however and whenever you find it, it's the right time for you to be getting this message. You were asking for clarification or guidance, confirmation, affirmation on something, and this is one of those answers you're going to be getting from a variety of different sources throughout this day and the next couple of days. So thank you so much for joining us. For new and returning friends, please feel welcome in this space. For folks that have never been on this channel before, let me just give you a real brief overview. I'll try to be brief of what we do with these readings. We'll go through the book and see what the reading says for our card for today. But before we do that, we want to get as much information as possible from the image itself directly, the components that are in it. Every bit of these pieces of art, these are works of art that we are looking at here. The artist designed these specifically. There's nothing in here that's random. So we want to be looking at everything that's in this picture before we look at the reading in the book and see what other information, because we don't ever want to rule out getting guidance from divine teachers of all sources, everybody that is working for our highest and greatest good, from our angels and our higher self and our spirit team and God and source and whatever, however we define that which cannot be defined, really. So we'll talk a little bit about the elements in the picture, and then we'll go through the book and see what the reading says. But a lot of times images that are in the pictures will bring us messages from our divine guides of all kinds. So the first thing, obviously, we're looking at inner earth, which is representing the base chakra, strength and security, and laying foundations. And I have started, I need to get that finished up for you guys, an authentic self series, living your most authentic life. And we have talked extensively. The first thing that we're doing is going through all the chakras, starting from the base chakra and going up from there. But if you don't lay a good, strong foundation, which is what I harp on incessantly on this channel and in that playlist for those videos specifically, a lot of times we'll, kind of bypass the lower chakras in favor of getting into the higher dimension work, the higher dimension energy. We have spent lifetimes, eternities, working on these chakras throughout time as a collective. And we have that collective experience that kind of weighs down on us a little bit, but it can also lift us up. It can buoy us up like waves, building up underneath us that raise us higher and higher, which is exactly what ascension is all about. It's not actually disembodied, incorporeal beings floating around, although there is certainly that, and those beings do exist, and we may very well be those beings at some point. But it's not about transitioning from body to non-body. It's from transitioning from state of mind to state of mind, or literally state of being to state of being. We're human beings, not human thinkings or human feelings. We're human beings. It's what we are about being that is the important thing. I want to talk a little bit about the inner earth idea that is basically labeled conspiracy. And I find that amusing. I'm not a proponent necessarily of inner earth. There are just too many stories across the planet, across different timelines and different religions and cultures that all say the same thing. And we know for a fact that there are miles and miles, uncounted miles of tunnels and huge spaces that people have been using, have either created or have modified from natural things. We also know about just general caves in general. when planets form, they don't form as solid objects. When we look at the standard model of the Earth, it's, we have the solid core, which is rotating, and that creates the magnetic field, that creates the, aurora borealis that helps us shield us from the solar winds, from the sun. So we know about that. Everything else is kind of theory. And the way that the scientists describe the current model of the formation of the Earth is a theory. We have not drilled down to the core of the planet. We have not taken samples through the entire structure of the planet to see what it is actually made out of. So all of these are theories, and we need to treat them as that, and leave our minds open to the possibility that that theory, whatever it is that we're looking at, may not be entirely correct, may need to be tweaked a little, may need to be tossed out completely. We don't know. We don't have all of the information. So the first thing that I want to tell you, the message that I'm getting first of all from the card, is don't assume things are always going to be the way that they are, that we are constantly learning new things that are changing our belief structure of how the universe is formed and created. We also know, as I mentioned, just referenced briefly, all of the different cultures around the planet have had various myths, stories, legends, creation stories about being rescued by ant people, by beings that live under the earth that rescued humans that were on the surface. There was some catastrophe, a flood, fire, something, and the humans were going to be, wiped out. And beings came from under the earth and had the humans come down and live with them in their caves and caverns and wherever for however long, until it was safe to go back out on the surface. But you have the same kind of belief structure in Norse and the Northern European as you do South America, in Peru and Bolivia, in the Southwest United States, in Egypt, in Australia. I mean, so it's not possible. It's simply not possible that these stories can be so uniform across the planet at different times when none of these cultures had any communication with each other, unless there was some master, I want to use with the quotes around it, race, a earlier race, an earlier set of human beings that had that catastrophe. And that in India we have the creation stories where we go through yugas and actually have the planet being basically destroyed by fire, by water, and it actually matches what we can see across soil samples across the planet. Just, like I said, there's all of these stories. I would not dismiss the idea of an inner Earth being a viable option, and maybe actually having people living in cities underneath our feet. That could be a thing. We don't know for sure. So that's all I want to say about that. I have a beautiful sense from the image of this card of just gorgeous, uniform, balanced. We see each side of the picture is literally mirroring what is on the other side. And from that central core, at the center of it, you can see this light coming through. Beautiful earth energy, obviously. Very strong foundational energy. Let's take a look in the book and find out. We'll have 3 different sections. We'll have some information about the image. We'll have a way that we can connect with the energy of the card itself. And then we'll have a message that's coming to us. So we have inner earth, representing the base chakra, strength and security, and laying foundations. The base chakra, also known as the root chakra, is found at the base of the spine and is the energy center that governs our connection to the physical world and all its lessons. This card transports us to the energetic gateway that connects us to this planet and everything we have learned during our many lifetimes here. And we're talking collective lifetimes. We're all quantumly connected. So we have connection to all of the lifetimes that have been lived by everybody else. Sorry, that was just my little note there. We are being given a powerful opportunity to root down and claim our right to be on the planet, to claim the truth that ultimately we are safe. In the image, there is a gateway below a giant tree. This realm is called the underworld. This is the spiritual realm visited by shamans, journeying to collect energies, meeting guardian beings, and reclaiming parts of their power or the power of others that have been left behind. Know that if you are searching for parts of yourself, you have the opportunity to find them and build stable foundations. You have the right to feel grounded, safe, and secure. And how we can connect with the energy of this card: place your hands palm down on the space between the top of your pubic bone and belly button, so right in the center of your lower belly. Put your hands, both hands, palm down on the space right there. Visualize yourself sitting with your back against a giant tree that is anchored deep down into the heart of the earth. And just sit there for a moment and rest in that space of safety, of security, of knowing your place on this earth. Your message: you are becoming fully aware of what you need in order to feel safe and fulfilled on planet Earth. Know that it is part of the divine plan for you to be incarnated on this planet now. And although at times you may feel unstable or that you have lost your way, you have been building up momentum to where you are today. You are in a space where you can build powerful foundations, a space where you can lay out exactly what you need, who you need to be, and what you need to do to flourish and grow. You have the opportunity to reclaim parts of yourself that you've buried deep within, and reclaim gifts that you've abandoned. If you're starting any projects or are thinking about taking up something you've had on hold, now is the perfect time. The seeds you are planting are sending roots deep into Mother Earth. You are held. You are supported. You are loved. Oh, what a beautiful message. What a beautiful, beautiful message. So that is our reading for the day. I do hope that it blessed and resonated with you. If it didn't resonate, just let it go. Whatever doesn't resonate, just leave it. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be anything that's, of any consequence to you. If you feel so inclined to like and or subscribe to the channel, if you're still with us here, and you haven't already done that, I don't get any money from these videos. This will never be a monetized channel, but it does help the YouTube algorithm help other people find these videos and find the channel. So I appreciate that. Feel free to leave any comments that you like, hearts, loves, anything that you saw in the image that you connected with personally, or any stories that you have about things that we've talked about with the reading as well. If you have something that you'd like the collective to send you healing and support specific energy on, please do that as well. This is your channel. The only reason why I'm here is because you're here. So thank you so much for being here. I love you. Have the most amazing, fantastic day. Namaste and ciao for now.